I'm getting ready to go to a backgammon tournament here in the Seattle area. And I know from experience that I'm going to have to think long and hard about if we have any sort of food event, how I'm going to bring up my dietary restrictions. Because a lot of times it doesn't get very well received. I've had times where I've been dating a girl, and as soon as she finds out that I have to ask two extra questions when I go out to the restaurant, that's the end of the story, right? I've had job interviews that have turned south over it as well. I've had clients that I work with while tutoring that have turned south as soon as they find out that my eating doesn't jive with them. Now, here's the funny thing: I live in Seattle, and the dichotomy is that I go to the grocery store and half the store sells organic food, and yet on the street it doesn't operate that way. People judge you for eating organic food. Now, when I travel to the Rockies or some of the more conservative states, it's the other way around. You have to go out of your way to look for organic foods, but if you go out and you have to ask a few extra questions, people live and let live. Now, a lot of people associate Seattle and these big cities as being progressive. Now, let me ask you a question. Would you rather be able to choose how you live your life or have to live it under somebody else's rules, even if they are healthier or you have healthier choices, but you have to be at somebody's wavelength or you're out, right? Now, I was just reading an article about memes around the world, and they were talking about how in the United States we're not guaranteed vacation time or sick time from our jobs. I think it goes beyond that even. See, a lot of people privately get vacation time, right? It's not guaranteed by our Constitution, but a lot of employers offer it. The problem is, it doesn't necessarily come with no strings attached. If you vacation in a different way than a lot of your peers, in a lot of ways you don't really get vacation time. So the first year of the quarantine, 2020, just like everybody else, I got 2 weeks of vacation time. But I ended up having to give most of it to my colleagues who needed to take care of family members who were dealing with COVID, had childcare issues, or children didn't have school to go to. Because, first of all, I really couldn't go anywhere, but I really wanted to save up some of that time because I had the Computer Olympiad conference, which was held in a different time zone, and didn't necessarily want to work the following day after that. But of course, that doesn't jive well with people who have family matters to deal with. Now, here in Washington State, we have mandatory sick time now. For every 40 or 50 hours that you work, you get 1 sick hour. So I've accumulated quite a number of sick time now. Now, earlier this year, I had a very distressing situation. I don't want to mention what it is on here. And I really could have used a day or two of mental health time off. It was a situation that my peers were aware of because it happened at work. Don't want to mention what it is here. I really could have used a day or two to clear my head, but that doesn't bode well, right? People need that time to take care of their kids who have COVID. They have COVID. And if I said that I had some big mental stress come up, that would never go well. And so even if you do have sick and vacation time, if you don't have it to use at your own wavelength, you really don't have it, right? So it goes beyond how much sick time or vacation time a lot of Americans actually have, right? So it's even worse than the fact that we're not guaranteed any sick or vacation time. Anyway, thought I would point out, which progressive do you want to be?